All right, something to keep in mind this Halloween weekend. Clocks fall back at 2 a.m. on Sunday as daylight saving time ends. A new survey shows an overwhelming majority of Americans don't like the twice-a-year clock changes.
A poll by Payless Power shows that 71% of people want to get rid of daylight saving time altogether, and 40% say the time change has a negative effect on their health and mood. However, we will gain an hour of sleep on Saturday night, so there's that.
That's right.
A warming trend going into the weekend.
Let's check in with meteorologist Dani Ruberti in the next weather sphere with more on how long it will last this time around.
Yes,
Dani?
yes, I know, Juan and and thankfully it's not going to be too hot like what we saw earlier in the week, but it is going to feel a little bit warmer out there. Take a look at these temperatures that we saw today. It was a beautiful day for Halloween, beautiful going into the evening. We saw temperatures hitting the upper 70s in downtown Los Angeles, mid 80s in the Inland Empire, still above average, but that sea breeze made it feel a little bit more like what's normal for this time of the year. And as Juan and Ruberti mentioned, we've got a warming trend upon us. Let's talk about your Saturday. Let's get you prepared. Here's a look at your Belinda as we are starting off our weekend. First thing in the morning, 8 o'clock, we're going to see sunshine. We're going to be in the upper 50s. Some of us will see marine layer clouds, lower 60s by around 10 o'clock. And then noon rolls around and we're already in the mid 70s. This is going to be a faster warm up going into tomorrow. Just feeling a few degrees warmer than what we saw today. So let me give you the play-by-play and what we can expect going into the weekend and especially going into sometime early next week. So here's a look at what's happening next. Some weekend warming is upon us. We're still slightly above average for Saturday and Sunday. Then cooling starts up on Monday, and then fall is making a comeback by midweek. So right now that is not the case, and that's because high pressure still in control. We still have a little bit of a sea breeze in place, but this high pressure keeps it mild and dry going into this upcoming weekend. So much so that San Bernardino now looking at highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s, but by next week, a bigger change next Wednesday, we're now in the upper 70s. It's going to feel about 10 degrees cooler out there. Tomorrow morning, we'll start the day in the 50s. Morning clouds popping up at the coast like we saw this morning. Some dense fog is possible there. Look at Long Beach, foggy to start. Marine layer clouds sticking around by around 11 o'clock. And then once we get to the afternoon, hello sunshine, temperatures in the 70s. But you can see further inland, we're now looking at those upper 80s. Look at the Inland Empire. This is going to be the hot spot going into tomorrow. 89 in Riverside, 90 in San Bernardino. We'll hover in those lower 80s in Burbank to Pasadena, 80 in downtown Los Angeles, 60s and 70s at the coast. LA and Orange County, lower 80s this weekend. And then there's that cooling trend. So Monday, Tuesday, we start to drop. Coolest days look to be Wednesday and Thursday. Take a look at the valleys. We're in the upper 80s all weekend. By Monday, mid 80s. Lower 80s get here Tuesday and Wednesday. And finally in the Inland Empire, upper 80s turning to the lower 80s with some 70s by the time we get to Thursday, Juan and Ruberti.
All right, sounds good to us, Dani. Thank you so much. And thanks for watching CBS LA at 10. Our next newscast is at 11 on CBS LA over on Channel 2.
We are CBS LA. We are yours.